Hello everybody, Baron Bananas here once again. And as you can see, we're going to be doing another Gunpla and Chill stream. I know I usually save these for later in the day, but this one shouldn't take very long. It is a simpler kit from a simpler time, at least Gundam-wise. Because this is the RX-78-2, aka the original Gundam. So it didn't have any kind of crazy backpack with weapons on it. It didn't have an intricate system. It didn't have a boatload of weapons. Had no transformation. It was just what you see. It was just a suit that had some swords, a big shield, a gun, and a bazooka. The thing that made it different was the fact it was like the only one of its kind, really, in universe. It's just this thing just kind of showed up. Well, not really showed up. It was made to combat other mobile suits. But it was the first to ever be called Gundam. And to really demonstrate how simplistic this kit will actually be, I mean, you just look at that. It's freaking box, like its cover here. It's instruction manual. Like, that's it. That's really all there is to it. Gun, shield, bazooka on the back, and then some swords on its backpack, which is not even that big. This thing has a grand total of 3 runners, plus the polycaps and the beam sabers. That's it. So this thing is not going to take long, even its sticker sheet. My god, that's it. Eye camera, thing on the crotch, and then some tiny little ones. There's not much to this thing. This is the revive of the kit, so that means they went back and remade it from the ground up just to bring it a little more in line with newer kits articulation-wise and proportionally. Which they've been doing slowly with a lot of kits, like if you remember the Char Zaku 2 I made about a week or two ago, that was a revive. So they redid that kit. I've built the original kit, and yeah, the new one is a lot better. Also, I'm just gonna get it out of the way. Today's May the 4th. May the 4th be with you. I would have played a Star Wars game, but Republic Commando, I feel like, isn't really a Star Wars-y game to play on this kind of day, and I'd rather not start another long-haul game until I finish, you know, one of my 3 other long-haul games I'm currently on. Anyway, we'll just jump right into it. As though I've even decided to add for the tag with this stream. I'm gonna do this from now on with all my Gunpla streams. Just gonna add the AMA tag, just to help clear any kind of silence whenever I'm too busy snipping away. So yeah, feel free to ask any kind of questions you got, whether it's about the kit I'm doing, my questions about myself, my likes or dislikes, that kind of thing. So yeah, just go for it. It'll help keep myself and you entertained, hopefully. And once again, the music is provided by the Relax Movement on YouTube. Going with their which version of their lo-fi am I going with this time? Just the relaxing lo-fi May edition. So they released that on the 30th of April, so yeah, this is just their version for the month of May. The address to their YouTube page is down in my down below, in all my on my panels. So if you feel like checking them out just to listen to some you know, listen to some lo-fi music, go for it. I enjoy it. I'm gonna tilt my camera up just a tad bit. There we go. So, I'll just kind of give a bit of a briefish backstory for what led to this thing. So, in the original Gundam series, which is set in what they call the Universal Century, where, well, humanity has begun to move out into space colonies, there is a bit of animosity growing between those that live in some of the farther-reaching space colonies and those of the people on Earth. The people in the colony wanted to become their own thing. They wanted to be, you know, completely autonomous. We want to be our own nation. We don't want to be governed by someone who's far away and not actually there. And after Earth essentially just kind of laughed them off about it, they started a war. They just straight up started a war. So that was the beginning of the Principality of Zeon, our totally not space Nazis. And, well, they're a colony, so they didn't have exactly that many people on it to begin with, so their military in general wouldn't be nearly as large as, you know, one that has the entire Earth. There's always going to be more people on Earth than in a single colony. So, and obviously, their military wasn't going to be as big. Their weapons probably not nearly as good. Potentially, you never know. I'm not sure on the specifics. So, Zeon kind of did a crazy thing. They decided to build a new weapon of war. A mobile suit. The original Zaku mobile suit, which eventually led to what we see a lot in the original series, the Zaku 2, like, you know, Chars. So all of a sudden, in space, you got these warships being blitzed and taken out by these fast-moving mobile suits. They had, like, no counter to it. This is an absolute brand new weapon they had no real defense against, so they were getting, in space, they were getting totally annihilated. Their defense is getting pushed back to the point Zeon was able to land a lot of their troops on Earth and, in fact, conquer a good chunk of it. Just having it under their control. So, the scientists on Earth's side were trying to come up with ways on how they're going to deal with this. And then one crackpot named Temray figured, let's fight fire with fire. So he started designing, mobile suits of his own. He went through a few variants. Went through a few ideas. One that was essentially just kind of a tank with arms and a head. Then that eventually evolved into an actual suit that walked around but still had like kind of tank cannons over its shoulders, and eventually all of that kind of compiled into what became known as the Gundam. Earth's first true mobile suit. But Zeon got wind of Earth doing something, so they went to a supposedly neutral colony to check out what the hell is going on, and their scouts came across them loading up mobile suits. So they blew up whatever the hell they could, which was most of the prototypes and equipment that was meant for, well, the Gundam and the two other derivatives that were, you know, made in the interim. You know, the tank with arms, and then the walking one. But then all of a sudden, when they find the actual main Gundam still sitting on basically a big truck to be loaded up, it started moving on them. Because the the designer's son, and our original protagonist, Amuro Ray, just kind of commandeered it. The manual to control the Gundam had fallen off the Jeep his dad was in as he was rushing away to try to, you know, get this shit loaded while they're in the middle of an attack. So Amuro kind of picked it up. Then when he found the damn thing and saw the Zaku's kind of closing in, he jumped in it and he just hoped for the best. And what we got was him totally trouncing two Zaku's very easily. Their machine guns could not dent the armor at all, and he was able to wipe out both of them. One by slashing it in half with a beam saber, and then the other stabbing it through the cockpit. And then from there, the rest is kind of history. Amuro became the main pilot for the Gundam. He went through the rest of the war as its main pilot, fighting both in space and on Earth. And then just ending it off as, well, basically a hero. At least to his friends. But this was just a random civilian kid suddenly thrust into the middle of a war he really didn't want to be in. And then after that, the Gundam became kind of a symbol of, you know, the Federation and strength and power, and it just spiraled from there. You had organizations popping up in the Earth Federation with suits they're calling a Gundam, giving the suits faces that look like a Gundam as kind of a psychological warfare tactic to scare off any remnants of Zeon. It just all kind of went from there. And then you get into Zeta and all that stuff, where it becomes a very big political mess, and there's also another concept of space magic stuff, of human evolution, but I'm not going to get into that. Though, nice kind of little fun fact, actually, which for anyone that has not been able to watch the original series, about close to like the halfway point of the series, and then toward the end, the Gundam wasn't all that impressive anymore. Because throughout this whole time, Zeon has been slowly creating brand new suits. And even the Federation was able to make a mass-produced version of it, which I'll bring down later. So yeah, while the Gundam is something that Zeon was worried about a bit, it wasn't too much of an issue, really, because they had their own kind of super weapons popping up. And then eventually what they wanted to become their mainstay, you know, their main mobile suit, matched, if not exceeded, the Gundam at some points, like just in pure output and maneuverability. Hell, even its mass-produced ones were technically faster than it because they were lighter. Also a lot cheaper to make. Even Amuro piloting it, he had to constantly readjust the damn thing, had to get some kind of special coating to go on all the joints, because Amuro's own reflexes were too quick for the Gundam. Like, he's trying to move these controls too much, and the Gundam isn't going fast enough for him. So instead of the pilot limiting the, you know, limiting the abilities of the suit, in this case it was the suit limiting the abilities of the pilot. So at the end of the war, he's using a suit that is really not suited for him anymore. It's just way too sluggish. Now in OVA, they released quite a few years later. Goes on to give an idea that they were going to they had a new Gundam made and ready to give to Amuro before this final battle. That would have been more suited to him, being able to keep up with his reflexes and have a lot more power to it. But of course, because it was, you know, made well after, they also had to show why it never showed up in the original series, i.e. it was destroyed. Because, of course, Zeon Commandos found out about it and wanted to get rid of it. Because if one Gundam was bad enough, a second one showing up out of nowhere that's even better is even more deadly and dangerous, and it's like, nope, just a big old nope. So Amuro kind of essentially got the shaft. He got stuck with a suit that was no longer suited to him and was really holding him back. Surprisingly enough, the novelization written by the original creator that changes up the events of the original series a fair bit actually has the original Gundam getting destroyed like partway through, like when he gets to Earth. It then gets replaced with the RX-78-2, which is, it just looks exactly the same as the Gundam, but instead of red, blue, yellow, and white, its color scheme is like gray and blue. It's, in simple terms, it's basically the original Gundam, but it's got the special coating on it already. It had the exact same loadout of weapons, it could do everything the original Gundam can do, just that tiny bit better. And look at that, we're already done the chest. Up next is the head. And just another fact about the original series itself. It was the first and what became, it actually invented what became what is known as the real robot genre. So while shows before it had, like, you know, here's my giant robot that can do, like, energy blasts and stuff and grow giant or transform with multiple add-on stuff, that was all Super Robot. Gundam was real robots. It was supposed to be more grounded in reality. So it's like, this is just a piece of technology a guy is using and he's limited by actual technology. Nowadays, that line is kind of blurred. But Gundam's original roots are, in fact, a real robot. Kiddos are doing independent work. How's it going? Hey, Jen. It's going well. It's going well. How are you? I'm just slightly geeking out about Gundam right now. What else is new? Doing good? Good. I'm glad to hear. kind of independent work are the kiddos working on? Is it more poetry? Fake news worksheets? Okay. Are they the ones writing the fake news? Oh, like find a thing, look at the source. Okay, okay. Okie-doke. That's always fun. Get them to learn how to source their, their findings. My least favorite part every time. The eye stickers. Ugh. I really wish there was a better way to get these on, or a better way to do eye cameras. Okay, not bad. Actually went a little easier than I thought it would. They're in grade 8, so I'm just staring at a gray screen. So they all just turn their cameras off on you while they work. Go. At a math contest practice thing? Okay. So bored, start making an answer sheet so I can give feedback. Yeah, I mean, it's something to do. What kind of math is it? Is it more of what you showed us in the Discord that one time, or was that Ryan that showed us in Discord? I can't remember. It's the first section, not the pages. Okay, that was Ryan that posted that initially. Okay. Huh. Okay. What in the fu- What the hell is number 25? I'm sorry, want us to figure out the first 2011? Oh, fuck. No, nope. Just, nope. I'm gonna make myself mad if I try and figure this out. There's an equation for it? Well, I don't know the equation, so these kids have a step up on me. Yeah, they gotta step up here. Yeah, clearly these kids got something more to work with than... Oh, shit, that went in backwards. Shit. Yeah, these kids got more to work with than what I've got to work with. Take the sum of the total first part and subtract the difference found in the first bit. Oh. Yeah, that just flew over my head. I'm gonna tell you that right now. I think it's trying to find gifted kids. It's Waterloo math competition. Well, I'm dead and I am not gifted, despite going through a math-heavy college course. Granted, I wasn't very good at it. I kind of gave up and was satisfied with C's by the end of it. But yeah, that's a... Oh, God. Yeah, gifted, I am not. And that's... Gundam's head. We're getting there. Line up. Line up. Oh, so, a funny thing last night that happened, or at least, like, late afternoon-ish, sorta. One other streamer I usually watch, he's a bit bigger, well, actually, not a bit bigger, he's fairly big, Nags21. Every Monday, he does what he calls Monday Madness, like Monday Mayhem, which is where he lets everybody just redeem their channel points for all these specific things he has, like play this game for one stream, I'll wear a t-shirt of your choice, I shut up for 3 minutes, stuff like that. But this stuff costs like thousands upon thousands of channel points. So people watch as much as they can to get as much as they can, and well, oh, it's crazy. I finally decided to redeem some of mine for the promote a waifu thing. Oh, that was great. I had him promote Lily from Katawa Shoujo, so he would like just bring up some copyright-free music and almost an infomercial kind of thing, say why this is the waifu for you kind of thing. I asked if he wanted cliff notes about her, just so he could, you know, use something, because he's pretty sure he's definitely never played the damn game before. All I told him in the chat that she was blind, kind, motherly, and teasing. He went with it, did a pretty good job, but the entirety of chat was laughing the minute he said something about she's not gonna want to do any kind of, you know, crazy stuff in bed, because she's gonna be a wait for marriage kind of girl. We all started laughing our asses off. Then someone told him, she's from a hentai game, man. She ain't waiting for marriage. It was great. It was absolutely beautiful. I loved it. Of course, he starts blaming me because, like, you lied to me. You didn't tell me that. It's like, hey, I just gave you the cliff notes. I waited so long yesterday just for him to get to that, because he always gets distracted by everything chat does. And this is a chat of like over 1,000 sometimes, so we very easily distract him. not drop a piece for once, please? Burnier came off. Okay. Gundam has an arm now. I'll build its other hand just so it's done and out of the way. C4. Okay. Next up is the other arm. Yeah, this one we're flying through fairly quick, because again, the original Gundam, there's not too much to it. It's very, very basic. I mean very basic. Even its direct series descendant, the Gundam Mark II from Gundam Zeta, I mean, it was more or less just a slightly updated original, in a way. It had 2 beam sabers on its back, had a shield, had a gun, could equip a bazooka if it wanted. Didn't really do anything special. It was outdated midway through the series. It was just kinda there. Had nothing really special about it other than a supposed different way it was built. But instead of everything being, you know, just made of a lot of thick plates of metal all throughout. It was like, here's just a very light frame with armor just kind of plastered over it. So it let it move a little better, like a lot freer and fluidly. But at the cost of it, it was very easy to damage. I mean, all of the mobile suits in the end eventually just said, screw armor, we're going with straight speed. Before, armor made sense because they were using machine guns and stuff against each other. But after the Gundam kind of showed up, that kind of pushed everyone to start making beam weapons, which just punch through armor like nothing. So it's like, why bother weighing these suits down and putting more materials into armor that is absolutely useless when we could make potentially double the suits? They'll move that little bit faster and hopefully not get hit. So, yeah, after the original Gundam, it just kind of became a series of dodging rather than firing most of the time. Just trying to set up the kill shot. That's it, that's all. It was actually pretty interesting seeing how things evolved over time. Like, even in Zeta Gundam itself, a transformation was somewhat seen as infeasible because the strain it would have, the strain on the actual frame of the suit itself would, during the first transformation, it would contort everything just that little bit, so trying to transform back wouldn't work because everything is just, you know, shifted. But thanks to the stuff from the Gundam Mark II, i.e. that frame with armor just kind of put around it, they were able to get around it. What the hell? What? Was I seriously missing a part? Are you kidding me? Did it just fall off the runner? You gotta be kidding me. How did I not notice that? I don't even think I'm gonna be able to find it. I think it may have fallen off in the factory. It's just not here. I see where it should be. No way. I highly doubt it's going to be around here anywhere. I didn't snip it out. I know I didn't. That sucks. I'm literally missing a part. Wow. I have never had that happen before. Like, straight up, the part that should be right here is just gone. I didn't think I saw it missing. Oh. Well, this sucks ass. I technically can't even finish the arm now. Because I don't have the part that's makes the bottom half of it. Huh. I don't know what to do here. I mean, I can continue on with the rest of the kit, no problem, but that's just... Oh, that sucks. Never had that happen before. Cut out the rest of the pieces for the arm, just so I know I have them. And guess what? It's gonna be a good luck ever trying to get a replacement for that specific piece. My only option, in all honesty, would be to buy a whole new goddamn kit of this. Just for that single piece. That is a piss off. And I mean a piss off. Nothing else uses this. Nothing else uses this Gundam, this runner. I don't think. At least nothing that would actually, you know, have it as leftover pieces. Damn. I'm actually really bummed now. Let's at least put it halfway together. It'll have half an arm. Alright. So it's not going to be able to use its shield at all, unfortunately. Damn. My first kit of the original Gundam, and I'm missing a piece. I've never had that happen. Well, I guess I know what pose I'm going to be having this thing in then. Afterward, eventually. I'll just have it in its last shooting pose. Which is one of the more famous Gundam shots, with the Gundam just aiming straight up with its beam rifle. And without an arm or a head. It's like one of the last times the last shot of the actual Gundam itself before it's totally, like, just totaled. Oh, well, yeah, there's the Gundam with half an arm. Jesus. I am so upset. So just gotta keep that off to the side. The left hands are totally useless now. No, I don't. I'm gonna see if I can do something about this, actually. Just for the... no, it's a different kind of connector. Damn it. I was hoping I could take the arm off of a mass-produced version of it, but no. The one I have is too old to be compatible, and the other one has a totally different kind of arm. Ah. Oh well. Well, it's got character now. If I ever happen to find that piece lying around somewhere, cool, I can put it together. But for now, it's just, yeah, less an arm. Still build everything I can for it. Who knows? Might be able to cobble something together later. Maybe I'll look up if there's any other kits use this runner at some point. Maybe. Or I can try and find one cheap and used, box beaten to hell, so I can just, you know, salvage the part from it. All I'd really take from it, besides that specific point there, would probably also, I'd probably just also take the weapons as well. It's always nice to have the extra beam sabers, beam saber blades, beam rifle, bazooka, shield, all that. Eh. Yeah, project for another day. That. Alright, so arm technically done. Alright, let's just continue on with the rest then. Which now I'm onto the legs. Hope the other kit I have doesn't have missing pieces, or I will be quite sad. If I had a 3D printer, I could potentially, you know, 3D print that part out, but it's not worth the time or effort right now. try and give Canadian Gundam an email just to see if they've got any busted up ones in their boneyard or whatnot. Just to see, just maybe if I can get one off of them for cheap. 'Cause I got it from them. And they get this stuff overseas. And I mean, it's bound to happen, so maybe. Maybe I'll just keep an eye on it, see if I can find a used one for real cheap, just so I can cannibalize the part. Plus, this didn't cost a whole lot anyway, so maybe the next time I order from them, I'll just tack another one onto the order. I got options. Not many, but I got options. There, that's where I put it. Hey, Nichols, how's it going? It was going pretty good, and then, well, I can only have half an arm right now. The piece that goes in between these two to, well, let them connect to the other half of the arm and plug a hand in, just wasn't on the runner. At all. So my Gundam has half an arm. Yeah. So for now, I'm just gonna continue on as is. And I'm hopefully gonna try and track down just a used kit that's just probably just been banged around a lot so they can't sell it at full retail, just so I can cannibalize that specific piece from it. I probably should have looked the runners over before I started, just so it wasn't a surprise. Oh well. Shit happens. Probably fell off in the factory just before they packaged it all up. It's bound to happen. I mean, you can press all of these parts out by hand, so I mean, it's not recommended, but you can do it, so that probably just happened in the factory there. Oh well. Gives it character now. Sure, I can't mount its shield anymore, but well. It's got character. Could always just pull the arm off of another kit I have and just slap it in there. But then that kit's down an arm. Here's hoping the other kit I have won't have, you know, anything missing from it either. But I doubt it. It's a newer kit. But I probably just jinxed myself too, so who knows. And just as a reminder, I do have the AMA tag on for this stream, so if anyone feels like just kind of asking a question, go ahead. As long as it's nothing too, you know... As long as it's nothing really dumb. Like, and, you know, TOS. Or super, super personal. You know, just like standard AMA-style questions. Just to help fill the silence. It could be about me, it could be about a show or something you'd want recommended. I don't care too much, just anything. My thoughts about something? Okay, that's a leg. For the other leg. Yeah, this kit's actually going by pretty quick. I figured it would. It's just the Gundam. It's there's nothing special about it other than it was the first. It doesn't transform, it doesn't have kooky crazy space magic wired remotes. It doesn't have a million armor add-ons. Nah, this thing is I have sword, board, and gun. As always, for now, music is provided by the Relaxed Movement on YouTube. Currently listening to their chill lo-fi May edition music. God, yeah, these runners are all brittle as hell. Not surprised one piece fell off. I'm actually surprised more didn't. How old is this kit? It's not that old, right? 2015? Okay, that is 6 years old at this point. So, okay. Then again, I've had older kits that aren't as brittle. Whatever. Stop dwelling on it, dumbass. It's done, it's over with. Okay, that's the other leg done. Now to make its waist. And then after that, it's just its weapons. Yeah, going by pretty quick. Seriously. Seriously. I was doing so well. Okay, good. It didn't go far. Oh yeah, that's so much better. Last sticker now. Sticker sheet again was not very big. Grand total of 6 stickers. Most of which we don't even see. Like, I have to put silver ones inside the head for whatever reason. I don't understand why. They're immediately covered up by the rest of the head. The only spot where they could have possibly appeared would be behind the eyes, but that's a clear part that gets covered up with another sticker. So I don't know what the point was. Oh well. Probably in case you wanted to paint the eyes on yourself or something. Just so the silver would potentially glow through the clear yellow while you painted around the rest. If I were to... I'm just making a guess here. Next is the side skirts. Hey, Zeusy. You say hello? Hmm? You want to say hello, buddy? Good boy. You gonna lie down there, buddy? Okie doke. You get comfy, big feller. Okay, waist is done. Gotta pop on its legs. And now to pop on the rest of it. Well, most of it. So there's what should be the entirety of the RX-78-2. Excluding its amputated arm here. Yeah, that's the base suit. That's it. That's its backpack. It doesn't have anything crazy. It's just a simple ass little backpack with 2 beam sabers. But we're not done yet, because no Gundam would really be a Gundam without some ranged weapons. Although G Gundam would beg to differ, where that one's mostly about them literally beating the crap out of each other with the suits in a tournament. I mean, yeah, it does look nice, besides its, you know, obvious missing arm. So let's give him something to compensate for that. let's give him his standard beam rifle. Which is made up of a whole bunch of parts. Because of course it is. And now the other pup is in the room. She just went on the bed like she always does. And now she's off. I don't think she knows what she wants to do. Okay, there's his very, very simple beam rifle. Second handle can move side to side, same with its scope. I'm not going to be able to use the second handle, obviously. It's not going to be, it can't grip things with two hands for obvious reasons. We'll take his fist hand out and just pop in the beam rifle. It's there, he's got his gun. Which, back in the original series, couldn't just be, didn't have another clip thrown into it like in later Gundam series. No, that one, once it ran out of its 16 shots, he basically either had to throw it away or go back to the ship to have it recharged. So yeah, he had 16 shots at that thing, and he had to make them count. Early in the series, he did not make them count. He would just fire the damn thing wildly. Because again, he was just a kid that kind of got thrown into a war he didn't want to be in. So he was scared out of his mind, especially when he's told, you're going up against the Red Comet. Yeah, a Xeon ace pilot who downed 5 battleships in the first battle with mobile suits, all on his own. Good luck. So, of course, this kid is going to be scared out of his mind. He's going up against, you know, someone with an actual reputation. And he really only survived thanks to the fact his Gundam couldn't be harmed by machine gun fire, and Char did not bring his Heat Hawk with him for whatever reason. If he brought it with him, it would have melted through that armor no problem. and Amuro would be dead. Not to say Char didn't try. He did try to shoot him up a lot, and then after that he just started kicking him. Like, literally kicking him with his Zaku. The assumption is he was trying to knock out Amuro just from, you know, the G-forces alone. Didn't work. And his escort got wiped out, so he had to kind of retreat. But Shark always came back. Sometimes inside his Zaku, other times in new suits. Eventually got himself a suit that could match the Gundam, but, well, he still lost. Then he got himself a suit that could beat the Gundam. And then it was kind of a draw. Because both their suits kind of took each other out. They were fine. They then proceeded to have a sword fight. While the fortress they were in was slowly collapsing around them. And everybody. I mean, just everyone else around them. There's a literal goddamn war going on around them. And they figured, screw the mobile suits, let's have a fucking sword fight. It was to quote-unquote put them on more even terms, so they wouldn't rely on the abilities of their suits or their special space magic mumbo-jumbo abilities. Okay, and there's the bazooka. So it's got a big old bazooka. Didn't use it too often in the series from what I remember. Use it every now and again, and then in the last episode before the stupid sword fight, he went out there with 2 of these things just to blast everything and then pulled the beam rifle out again. Because it was the final battle of the entire war, so it's just, fuck it. Kill what we can. Alright, now to snip out his shield that he'll never be able to use. The shield literally just being a giant piece of metal he holds in front of him and hopes it doesn't break. And guess what? Surprise, surprise, the shield always got broken every now and again. It's always getting frickin' chunks taken out of it, it's getting cut in half. Fucking melted by the atmosphere at one point. It was almost like, why even bother with the shield? It's made out of the exact same stuff your suit is made out of. It's just kind of dead weight after a while. Most other suits didn't really even use shields. Looking at Zeon suits that he was going up against, they had a shield on their shoulder, but that was about it. One later that matched the Gundam, yeah, it also had a shield, but it was also kind of just, why bother with it? Shields kind of became an afterthought. Some didn't even have shields at all after the original series. It's like, there's no point. The frickin' beam rifles can pierce through all this armor anyway. So, screw the shield. It's just extra dead weight. Just go faster. Less armor, more speed. What else I got on this runner left? Thing to hold the bazooka behind him. So I'll actually throw that on now. Because I like being able to equip everything I can onto a suit. It's handy for storage. Quite handy, so take that flap off, put that in its place. Take the bazooka and just... There we go. Now he's got the bazooka stored on his back, on his butt. that everything from this runner? Yep, that's everything from that runner. Is that everything from... Yeah, that's everything from a runner. No, it's just everything from this one that is meant for the shield. So normally the shield could either be mounted on the arm or held in the hand or both, but I can't do that. What I can do is mount it on the backpack. It's a little difficult with the bazooka in the way, but there, he's got everything. And there we go. That is the RX-78-2. Lesson arm. Got his beam rifle, his bazooka, his shield, his 2 beam sabers. Yeah. That's the original Gundam, the Granddaddy. Which it's got the fans give it the nickname, Grandpa Gundam. So this thing was going up against Zaku's like Chars all the time. Quite a difference in design philosophy, don't you think? This is what the Earth designed, one that actually looks sort of like a person, and this is what the space colonies in Xeon designed. These one-eyed, beefy mofos. But they more or less have the same kind of weapons. Gun, bazooka, a melee weapon, and Char's shield again is on his shoulder, whereas we got a big shield that we have to hold with this one. So if anyone sort of remembers back when I was playing through 00 storyline, I said that the O Gundam is a reference to the original Gundam, both with its pilot being voiced by the same guy who voiced Amuro. Here is the kit of the O Gundam, and there it is next to the original Gundam. Yeah, they look pretty damn similar. Sure, the O Gundam just has more flair to make it fit within its universe, but it's basically just the original Gundam. It's got its gun, it's got its shield, it's got a beam saber behind its back, and every other Gundam that came after it can tie its roots back to it. So that's just kind of fun. I got a few other kits I'm going to pull down just to show kind of little comparisons of. So after the... Oh wow, this thing is full of dust. So after the good old success of this thing early on in the war, Earth took the data and then made their own army of mobile suits, which is just a simplified version of it. And that's what gave us the GM. Spelled GM. It could use any weapon the original Gundam can, but it has its own thing, like its own tiny little beam rifle. It only has 1 beam saber compared to the original's 2. Doesn't have as strong as armor, but again, that came at the benefit of it actually being slightly faster, because it didn't have as much weighing it down. And then the final ones I'm gonna bring out are actually the suits Char and Amuro used in the sequel series, Zeta. So at that point, Char has become kind of a good guy. He's working to, you know, fight oppression and whatnot. I mean, he was kind of doing that in the original series, but well, he's a guy we're cheering for this time instead of, you know, hoping he loses, that kind of thing. So, Char's new suit was this thing. Not bad. Looks a little bit not like, you know, this. And then Amuro, when he finally appeared after a long while, he got his own custom suit. That at least on screen, he was the only one that used in Zeta. And, yeah, it looks like this. Compare the original to his newer suit. What the hell? So it's basically like him and Char swapped design philosophies with their suits. Char got the regular, like, humanoid-looking one, while Amuro got the singled-eye, beefy one. This thing has fucking fins on its back, for God's sakes. But surprisingly, they were both on the same side when they were using these suits. They were fighting for the same thing. Just Char was fighting it longer, while Amuro was kind of just sequestered on Earth and feeling like he couldn't do anything. And then, obviously, in the final movie that had the two of them starring, Char's counterattack, they went back to their regular suit philosophies, with Char having the mono-eyed beefy one, and Amuro having, well, a more humanoid-looking one. So that's always fun. I don't really have any... I'm gonna try one thing real quick, just to see if I can even get the Gundam to have an arm, at least briefly, for everyone to see. Oh yeah, that's the same kind of point. So, it's not gonna look correct, because it's coming from a different suit. Its shoulder's a lot bigger. In fact, I think the shield is smaller. But after taking a donation limb from a Gym 2 that I have lying around, that's more or less what the Gundam should look like with 2 arms. Just ignoring the different size of the arm, but yeah, more or less that's pretty much what it's supposed to look like. Just had to borrow it from the updated version of its mass-produced version. Okay, throw the Gym 2 back up there. And give him back his stump. Just so I don't lose it. Throw the shield onto his back. Goings on. Alright, where's my... Right here. Actually, I don't need this. Just need my mouse. Okay, I'm just gonna set my camera there. Perfect. Alright, so, yeah, that's just about all I'm gonna do today. That was fun. I knew it would go by quick. Would have gone by a little faster if I wasn't briefly looking for that part. Which, yeah, it's just gone forever. So I will probably throw some pictures up on Twitter of this thing posed as best I can. Probably with action shots against Char, just to show, oh, the arm's gone because he blew it off or something. I don't know. I'll work around it. I'll see what I can do. Anyway, thanks again, everyone, for coming today. I appreciate it. Tomorrow should be an SD Gundam stream. Maybe. I'll see. More than likely it will be. Other than that, oh, actually, again, I have another kit I will be building sometime this week, but I won't be doing it, you know, during my normal streaming time. I'll do it probably a little later in the day like I would normally would. And that's gonna end up being, the Uraven Gundam. So, remember the Earth 3 Gundam and the tiny little core Gundam inside of it? That's this again, but the core Gundam's been upgraded. It's now the core Gundam 2. So he'll be a little bit different. And it gets me a new armor set, which is fun. So, anyway, I'm just gonna check something very, very fast. Like, yeah, there's really nothing. Alright. Okay. So again, thanks to everyone for watching, commenting, lurking, all that fun stuff. I really appreciate it. Next stream is tomorrow, 10 o'clock, SD Gundam, continuing with the IBO storyline. I hope everybody has themselves a great rest of their Tuesday, and I'll see you next time.